Hi guys, it's Chrissy and welcome back to my channel, Regain Your Confidence. I have kind of a different video for you today. I just wanted to come on here and I wanted to ask for your suggestions, and the reason why I want to do that is because my 40th birthday is in August. So and it's also the 5-year anniversary of my relapse. I had my relapse back in 2011, and it was actually on August 24th that I had it, and my birthday's on August 27th. So right before my 35th birthday, I got slapped with a life-changing event, and I had a MS relapse that if you guys haven't seen my other video, I'll just explain it briefly, but took out my whole right side. I could barely walk, and it was a nightmare and life-changing, and I slipped into deep depression, blah, blah, blah. It was a really dark time in my life. So during that time, I went to see a doctor, a neurologist, and not a very good one, because I'll never forget that he told me, and this is when I was in like the deep depression and could barely walk and was thinking my life's never going to be the same, my life's over, blah, 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 you know, all those things that you go through when, you know, when something like that happens. But this doctor looked at me in the state of mind that I was in the physical condition I was in, and he told me that, well, in 5 years, if you're not going to go on these medications that I'm recommending, then you're not going to be able to walk unassisted. And the feeling of hopelessness that I felt at that moment, I remember thinking, though, you don't know who my God is, mister? But I didn't say it. I wish I had at the time, but I was not in a good state of mind. I will never forget that feeling, and I just wept in the car. Not just cried, I wept in the car, and it was, you know, I was depressed. I was like deep depression, nervous breakdown, whatever you want to call it. It was not a good time in my life. But oh, it still bugs me that this doctor told me that, because I really believe that if you are a medical doctor, you're in the healing industry, and your word has power, so much power. You have to give your patients hope. You can't tell them things like that, because, you know, if I didn't have my faith, you know, that is my hope. But if I didn't have that, you know, no hope, totally. But I was totally devastated. Well, 4 years later, here we are. I've drastically changed my diet. No gluten, no dairy, no processed sugars. It was hard to do, but you know, you manage, you do what you have to do to be well. And that was so traumatic for me that keeps me in line. But yes, I've done what I can, and totally the grace of God. He gave me a promise. I'm gonna cry. No, I'm not. When I was going through all of that and the depression, God gave me a promise, and I'll never forget. He gave me a ton of promises. I have a journal filled, but this promise sticks out in my mind, and it is, it's the last chapter of Job, and I'll never forget this moment. It is burned into my mind, but I was sitting on my couch right over there, and it was as I was slipping into the depression, and I was here by myself, and I never felt this way before, but I just felt such an emptiness, such a desperation, and I remember just sitting on the couch, crying and praying. I was just praying, and I was afraid that I was going to die, because I didn't know what was happening to my body, and all these things just kept going wrong, and I thought, I'm not going to live to see my grandchildren. Anyway, okay, as I'm trying to compose myself, it's still really hard for me to talk about all this stuff. You know, you think I would be okay with it by now. It's been 4 years, but I tell you, when I start talking about it, open the floodgates. But anyway, I hate crying. But anyway, I felt like I'm never going to see my grandchildren. I'm never going to see my kids grow up. And that was just like, I can't even describe it to you. But I was praying, and I opened my Bible and just said, well, Lord, help me right now, because I need you. And I remember praying, I know you're here with me, but I feel alone, and I need somebody physical to hold me. And am I ever gonna see my grandchildren someday? See my kids grow up? And literally in that moment, I mean, that's how I know it was totally of God. I opened my Bible to the book of Job. I'm in the last chapter of Job. And the Lord restored Job's losses when he prayed for his friends. Indeed, the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. Now the Lord blessed the latter days of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep. Anyway, he multiplied all that he had lost, even more than what he had. And this is the part, I mean, all of it was amazing because it was God reassuring me that he is going to bless the later part of my life, which was amazing because I didn't think that that would be there. Gosh, I'm gonna cry again, man. Oh. And the last couple of verses says, and after this, Job lived 140 years and saw his children and his grandchildren for 4 generations. So Job died. Old and full of days. So, I mean, that was just the most amazing thing to me because that literally, seconds before, that is what my concern was. That is what I was so sad about, the uncertainty of that. And then I would never see, I might never get to meet my grandchildren someday. And bam, God gave me that, which is totally, utterly awesome. And yeah, it makes me cry still to this day because God met me in the deepest pit that I could ever be in, and he met me right there, and he answered me. So how awesome is that? Anyway, this 5-year anniversary is a big deal for me because, for one thing, what that doctor told me, I want to show him, hey, I'm still walking, so, you know, and maybe it will kind of make him see that, you know, he can't tell his patients these things, and there is hope. There is hope. Yeah, so that's why I need your suggestions on what to do. I don't know, bucket list type of things. It's got to be significant. One, because it's my 40th birthday and God is going to bless the latter years of my life. So I am so excited to turn 40 and just to go into this stage, this season of my life, and be able to be there for my kids when they get married, when they have kids, to enjoy my grandkids, to enjoy that phase of life. My mom passed away when I was 18. She didn't get to see her grandchildren and enjoy them. And I am so excited for this next phase of my life. I really feel like my 40s are going to be the best, some of the best years of my life, health-wise and just in every way. And you know, when you go through all that stuff, it changes you, and it can change you for the better if you let it, if you can get past the hurt, the grief, and all of that. So, but yeah, if you guys could please give me some suggestions in the comment box below, and I would love to hear your suggestions on how I can celebrate that birthday. You know, it's got to be something that I can take a picture and send it to that doctor, because I am going to send him a letter. I'm hoping to, I don't know, maybe, well, I'll keep you guys updated on what we decide to do and bring you along with us whenever we do it. And it is going to be a huge victory. I'm not gonna cry again, but it's gonna be a huge victory. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope I didn't make this video too long, and yeah, give me your suggestions, and I love you guys, and thank you so much to all my subscribers, and it means I'm not gonna cry again, and it means a lot to me, more than you know. Yeah, it just means a lot to me, just that you subscribe to my channel, and yeah, it's huge. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time on Regain Your Confidence. Bye, guys.